Good morning, everyone. This is Brenda, and I'm back with another review. Today, we are going to be reviewing 1976 Carrie, and it is shocking to me that this movie is now almost 50 years old. It was technically released November 3rd in 1976, and I don't think I realized until recently that it was shared auditions with Star Wars. The actors and actresses were walking into the same place on the same day, and a lot of them auditioned for both movies at the same time. Carrie Fisher read for Carrie, and I just can't imagine her being anybody but Princess Leia. Amy Irving and Sissy Spacek both read for Princess Leia, and William Katt, who played Tommy, actually read for Luke Skywalker, and I just can't imagine him being anybody else but the guy who gets hit in the head with a bucket. I really don't think Carrie would have been Carrie without Sissy Spacek and John Travolta and Edie McClurg and Mrs. Steven Spielberg, Amy Irving. I just cannot fathom different actors playing those roles. A lot of them went on to be in other movies, like P.J. Soles is famous for Halloween, and Nancy Allen was in RoboCop. Edie McClurg, she was so funny in Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. And Ferris Bueller, she's one who had small parts, but she's very memorable, and I think part of that is her voice. Stephen King's Carrie is a highly banned book. I guess school boards and parents didn't like it due to the religious tones, but that brings us to Piper Laurie. She played Margaret White, and I've never seen a bigger religious nut in my life. The part is played so well, though, it's like you love to hate her. She's definitely fun to watch when she's on screen. Most of the girls that played the teenagers were already in their 20s. Sissy Spacek was 26 when the movie came out. And in an interview I watched of her, she said that she wore a sailor dress that she had in junior high and put Vaseline in her hair to look greasy. I just can't fathom wearing anything from junior high. Like most of Stephen King's work, it's set in Maine, and it's Chamberlain this time, and that is the book and the movie. All right, as always, spoilers. Carrie was bullied in school like so many of us are, or else we were the bully. That's something I'd like people to chime in on. I want to know if you were a bully or if you were bullied in high school, because high school is those formative years that, I don't know, I feel like in the 80s it was worse on girls. I'm not sure. I know boys get it too, and I feel for them. A lot of people think that the opening scene, if you ask them and they haven't watched the movie in a long time, is the shower scene, but it's not. It's a volleyball scene, and this kind of sets the tone for the whole movie. The girls are screaming at her, she can't hit the ball, feels awkward. I get that. I totally get that. She gets hit in the head with a volleyball. When they go in to take their showers, that's when she gets her period, and she has never been told by her mother what's going to happen. So she freaks. She thinks she's dying. She's screaming. She's grabbing the other girls. I would like to think I was that girl who wanted to help her, but I would also be standing back because I wouldn't want her grabbing me with blood all over her hands. Most people know the movie ends at the prom with pig blood being dumped on her, and I watched it with someone a couple years ago who didn't get it and called it a slow burn, which it is, because I think most people, that if they go in to watch it, they know what the ending is. I enjoy the entire movie, so I feel like it's like Titanic. Something big is going to happen at the end, but you have all these other things going on before the big moment. You have all this character build and how they interact with each other. Oh, John Travolta, too. I'm so mad at him in this movie, and I loved him. I loved him as Vinnie Barbarino in Welcome Back, Kotter. But this is one of those movies where I have to say, fuck you, John Travolta. I can't believe he did that. John Travolta uses a sledgehammer to kill a pig to get the blood from the pig to pour on Carrie at the prom. So I'm mad, but it gets a wine glass because it does affect me. We learn pretty early on in the movie that Carrie has telekinesis and is able to move things. So then when it all goes down in the prom and she's mad, that's when she takes it to a whole nother level. And I don't think Carrie would have been evil if it wasn't for being raised by Margaret White or how the kids treated her at school. I do think we're products of our environments. Carrie had a pink dress on for the prom, and her mother referred to it as red. She referred to her breast as dirty pillows and said, they're all going to laugh at you. And that sticks out. They're all going to laugh at you. If I had a nickel. Back to the shower scene, there was one girl, Sue Snell, who actually had a bit of a heart after it was all said and done. They were throwing tampons at her because of the blood and telling her to plug it up. And I think she had a bit of a heart, and she's the one that talked Tommy into asking her to the prom, which I don't think there was really any ill intent behind that. I'm not going to give this movie a wine glass for being eerie. It doesn't have that. Love the prom scene, so it gets a wine glass for the environment. Any movie that has a prom in it, I want to go. I think the movie is entertaining from beginning to end, even though some people argue with me on that one. Wine glass. Back to empathy. I feel for the pig and I feel for Carrie. 2 wine glasses. There was a lot of death at the end after Carrie became evil, so wine glass. All in all, I would give it 5 wine glasses no matter what. This is one of those movies that stuck with me through the years because the first time I watched it was in high school. And if you haven't seen it, I think it's definitely worth a watch. It's got John Travolta, Sissy Spacek, religious freaks, a prom, a lot of blood. There is supposed to be a series coming out later this year, and it is tied to Mike Flanagan. So if you don't know the story, get caught up. My next little review will be on Burnt Offerings from 1976 that has Karen Black, Betty Davis, and Oliver Reed. So until next time.